Thirst maker. Matthew 5:13 says, "You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt becomes tasteless, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot by man." You're the salt of the earth, Jesus says, if you're one of his followers. You know, when we lived in the Amazon of Brazil, Debbie and I skinned a 12-foot anaconda that had been killed because it ate our friend's duck the night before, and they found it there in the water, the snake, the next night, and brought it in and killed it. But, due to our great technology we had access to, the only thing we could do, we stretched out the skin on a long board and tacked it onto the board and salted it very well. And after leaving it to dry in the sun for several days, we rolled it up to eventually bring it back to the States to share with friends, family, and the church. Now, one thing that you have to realize is that we were not able to do a great job on cleaning off some of the small pieces of the meat that stuck to the skin. Even though it was salted and sun-dried, when we unrolled it, it just didn't smell bad. It just stunk. I mean, it was bad. People were backing up when we unrolled that thing. But salt is used for many different things, like seasoning, drying or preserving, a de-icer on the highways, healing and disinfectant, covenants, etc. In some cultures, they are rubbing a newborn baby. The significance of rubbing a newborn with salt is to indicate that that child will be raised to have integrity and to always be truthful. That's interesting. In this verse, Jesus says that his followers are the salt of the earth. Well, what does that mean? We can be salt, seasoning to the ones that don't know Jesus, or to the ones that have lost their way in touching others. We can also bring healing to others. There's many types of healings, but one of the things that need healing the most in people's lives is the emotional, of the hurts and the bitterness that have taken place in their lives. We can also preserve others. That's what salt does. We're the salt. We can help preserve people, to help them persevere through hard times. Be with them. Stand firm with them. And we can be a de-icer to break down the barriers and the hurts, the coldness of others to experience the life of Jesus. That's some things we need to do as the followers of Jesus. And we can be a covenant partner with someone. We can be in that covenant relationship to be a great friend to someone. Now, one thing to note in this verse is the context. In the verses before it, Jesus he talks about the persecuted ones, which would be his followers. They would be persecuted. The evil that comes against the followers, the insults, but also the eternal rewards. So, are you salty enough to make someone thirsty for Jesus? Are you a thirst maker? Keep the salt in your life to save others. And as always, be blessed and keep your eyes on Jesus.